You are losing money every single month. Subscriptions you forgot about, food delivery apps, and impulse buys you don't even remember. But our grandparents, they knew how to actually keep their money. They had simple tricks that helped them save, even when they didn't make a lot. Here are the 9 most powerful forgotten money habits our grandparents used. This is the secret playbook to stop wasting your cash. Number 1, the buy it for life mindset. Our grandparents didn't chase trends. They saved for months to buy one incredible durable pair of boots. Meanwhile, we go through 5 cheap pairs that fall apart in a year. They lived by a powerful rule: we're too poor to buy cheap things. Let that sink in. They knew buying cheap usually means buying again and again. That $200 boot that lasts 10 years is cheaper than a $50 boot you replace every year. This wasn't just about boots, it was their philosophy for everything. Furniture, tools, kitchenware. They saw quality not as a cost, but as an investment that paid them back for decades. Number 2, the art of mending and repurposing. Our grandparents had a simple rule: nothing gets thrown out. A hole in a sock? They'd darn it. A shirt with a torn seam? They'd stitch it. A broken chair? They'd glue and clamp it. For them, waste was a sin. They kept jars of buttons, tins of screws, and drawers full of useful scraps. It wasn't about being cheap. It was a mindset of respect for their possessions and the money they spent. The best part? This superpower is even easier for us today. That leaky faucet or that broken lamp? You have the entire knowledge of YouTube in your pocket. In 15 minutes, you can learn to fix a $150 problem for the cost of a $5 part. That's real money that stays in your pocket. Number 3, the Sunday cook-up. Our grandparents had eating out figured out. It was for special occasions only. Maybe once a month for an anniversary or birthday. The rest of the time, you ate the food you already bought and paid for. They were strategic. Every Sunday, they'd dedicate a couple of hours to making huge batches of staples. A giant pot of soup, a big casserole, a roast that could be repurposed. This one single habit does 2 powerful things. First, it absolutely slashes your grocery bill because you're using everything you buy. Second, and just as important, it completely destroys the "I'm too tired to cook" excuse that leads to expensive delivery. That pizza tax? Gone. It's already handled. Number 4, the victory garden. During tough times, our grandparents didn't just hope for the best. They grew their own food. Nearly everyone had a victory garden in their backyard. It wasn't a hobby, it was a practical way to put food on the table. And before you say, "I don't have a backyard," you don't need one. Our grandparents grew food in whatever space they had. A windowsill, a fire escape, a few pots by the steps. You can start with a single pot on a windowsill. Grab some soil and a packet of seeds for herbs like basil or mint. This $2 packet of seeds will give you fresh herbs for months, while store-bought herbs cost $4 every time you need them. It's the easiest, most satisfying way to save money on groceries, even in the smallest apartment. Number 5, free entertainment. Entertainment was built in, not billed monthly. Our grandparents' generation didn't budget for streaming services. Their entertainment came from connection, not consumption. Their version of Netflix was a card game with neighbors. Their Spotify was someone playing the guitar. A Friday night out was a potluck dinner where everyone brought a dish. This is a powerful double win. First, you instantly save $50, $60, even $100 a month on all those subscriptions. Second, and more importantly, you invest in real face-to-face relationships. I dare you to try a no streaming night this week. It's harder than it sounds, but your bank account and your social life will both be richer for it. Number 6, bartering. Our grandparents didn't just know their neighbors' names, they knew their skills. Their community was their marketplace, and money was rarely involved. It was a simple exchange. I'll fix your leaky faucet if you help me with my taxes. I'll give you some of my tomatoes for a few of your apples. This wasn't just being friendly, it was a brilliant economic system. Think about it. Instead of paying a handyman $200, you could trade a skill you have. That's money that never leaves your community. Today, we can modernize this. Send a text in your family group chat or neighborhood app. Anyone good with resume editing? I can bake amazing cookies in return. This one habit does more than just save you money. It builds a network of trust and support that's literally priceless. In a world that tells you to hire out everything, being resourceful is your superpower. Number 7, the 30-day wait rule. Our grandparents had a brilliant trick for killing impulse buys dead in their tracks. If they saw something they wanted but didn't need, they'd force themselves to wait 30 days before buying it. They called it a cooling off period. And here's the magic. 9 times out of 10, that burning desire to buy would completely vanish after a few days. The emotion faded and they realized they never really needed it in the first place. This one simple habit saved them from so many expensive mistakes and buyer's remorse. Today, just use the Notes app on your phone. That 30-day pause is like a superpower against marketing and your own impulses. It gives you back control and proves that most of the stuff we need right now, we forget about entirely in a week. Number 8, making gifts instead of buying them. For our grandparents, a gift wasn't about the price tag. It was about the personal touch. They would spend time, not just money, creating something meaningful with their own hands. We're talking a fresh-baked pie, a knitted scarf, a hand-tied fly for fishing, or a carefully framed family photo. The cost was just a few dollars for ingredients or materials, but the value was priceless. Here's why this was so brilliant. First, it saved a ton of money, especially around the holidays. Second, and more importantly, a homemade gift carries an emotional weight that a store-bought item never can. It says, "I invested my time and thought in you." You don't have to be a master crafter. A batch of cookies, a custom playlist, or a coupon for a home-cooked meal. These personal gestures are often the ones people remember forever. It's a win for your wallet and your relationships. Number 9, the rainy day can or jar. This was our grandparents' version of a passive savings account. Every single day, they'd empty their pockets of all their spare change, pennies, nickels, dimes, and drop it into a special jar. This wasn't money for a specific goal like a car or Christmas. This was found money for life's little surprises. When the jar was full, they'd cash it in. Sometimes it was for a special family treat. Other times it went straight into real savings. The genius was psychological. It was so easy and painless, they didn't even feel like they were saving. The money was just gone from their pocket, quietly building up in the background. Today, you can automate this. Apps and banks have round-up features where every card transaction rounds up to the nearest dollar and saves the change. It's the same powerful habit, just upgraded for a cashless world. It turns your everyday spending into effortless saving. Look, our grandparents weren't just saving money. They were building a different kind of life. A life that was intentional, resilient, and less dependent on the next paycheck or the next Amazon delivery. They proved that true financial power doesn't come from how much you make, but from the quiet daily choices you make with what you have. You don't need to live in the past, but you can steal their playbook. If you're ready to take back control of your money, hit that like button and subscribe for more simple truths that actually work. Thanks for watching.